Hello everyone and welcome to Guild Gab episode 26 live on Twitch. This is the 26th episode. We are going to talk today about Rezzed, the new World vs. World maps, and the March 16th update. It actually came on a Monday this week. We will be talking about all that. But first, let me introduce everyone. I am your host AuroraPeachy, and my co-hosts are Akasaurus Rex, Corvus of Corvus Plays, and Alex of the RPG Shack.
What's going on? Get out of here, RPG cat.
Away with you!
Where'd the Ritlocks go? I saw Ritlocks and now they're all gone. Come on, guys, come on.
It's Charrrlie.
Where did you get those?
Well, funny you should ask. Me and Corvus met each other. I wore a pink carnation in my hat, and
You did. Corvus was debunked. Corvus was officially debunked. I actually have. I stole the image from your Twitter. Do I have permission to show everyone?
I'm still
go for it. Yeah, do it.
Corvus has officially been debunked, though they might be attached at the hip. I don't know. We haven't seen a picture of them separated.
Our legs were pretty close together, you know. So could be one person.
Now then. But yeah, we went down to London at the weekend to go to Rezzed, which is it's like a little indie game kind of convention thing, and Guild Wars 2 was like it's like easily the biggest game there. It's like just this AAA monster among all these like tiny little indie games like gratuitous space battles and that kind of thing.
It was like an Elder Dragon of video games.
Pretty much, yeah. It was absolutely bananas. The queues on the Saturday for it were just enormous. I'm fairly sure they had to turn people away who'd been queuing all day and didn't get a chance to play it.
Oh my god.
Wow.
But how many stations did they have?
I think it was
about a dozen, maybe.
Yeah, I think around that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if the venue was small.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool because like a lot of conventions I think are like just big halls where everything's open and it's kind of all to do with, you know, who's the loudest and who can draw the most people in like that. But at Rezzed it was every kind of thing was in a separate room. Had like glass windows and stuff so you could see, you know, what was in where, but like it was really good because you cut out a lot of the noise and it was more about just visiting the games you wanted to rather than, you know. And it also meant you could play the game and hear it. They had headphones and stuff like that, and it was really easy to talk to everyone. So, yeah, it was good. I mean, the room was kind of small, but it wasn't that big a deal, you know?
Yeah. But, while Corvus and everybody else got to play a very lovely high-definition 100 frames a second version of the demo, I got whisked away into a back room where nobody could see me.
What?
Onto this laptop,
Things happen.
Playing it on yeah. I got whisked away by a lovely guy called Andy Griffiths, who's NC Soft's PR manager for Europe, and he put me in a back room with this laptop that did it at like 25 frames a second, and he made me play the demo while I interviewed Izzy. So I was playing the demo.
And that was the only time you got to play it?
That was the only time I got to play it. Other than, like, honestly, I didn't mind. I mean, I sucked so badly at the Revenant. I'm kind of glad that no one actually saw me, and he's very kindly given me like a decent set of B-roll to use for videos for someone who does it with someone who doesn't suck. But yeah, I kind of got to interview Izzy while I was playing the demo, and yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. Revenant is a challenging class. It is not an easy class to play.
It's definitely going to take time to learn. Like, I was just kind of like spamming buttons with in Jealous mode. When I went into Malix mode, I just felt like I had no idea what I was doing, like with the utility skills, because there's a lot of like management that needs to go on. So I was just like, I'm gonna wait until it like goes live or I have time, like a beta or something, to actually like learn the Revenant. But right now I'm just gonna kind of spam buttons. Oh look, I can lay a road down. When
I played through, I basically like I stuck to Jealous for most of the demo when I played. It felt really good though. I actually really liked the feel of the ranged hammer and stuff like that. But when I did switch to Malix, it felt like, you know, you're gonna have to go through each skill and read what it does and slowly start remembering them so you can get like used to it all and stuff like that. But I think it's gonna have a lot of depth to it. Like it's gonna have a decent learning curve, not like a really harsh one, but yeah, and I think that's really good. It's going to be a nice deep class to get your hands on and to get good at. It's going to be awesome. I really, really enjoyed the demo as well. I mean, I've watched your playthrough of it a million times, so I kind of knew what to expect and stuff. But it was just, I don't know, it's a lot, you know, it's different to playing it, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know, it's really good.
Yeah, I think I think it's probably on par with NG to learn, I reckon, in terms of being effective at it. But I think you're absolutely right that Malix is a lot harder to use because it's not just about energy management. It's about, you know, managing the conditions as well. Because one of the things that I didn't realize was that you get the conditions and then you get the resistance spoon as well. So you use the skill and you get the condition and you get the resistance to it. And every time you use one of the utility skills, you get, you know, you recharge your resistance to the conditions. But then the conditions last longer than the resistance to it. Yeah. So it means you constantly have to be attacking to recharge the stuff so it can use the skills. And it's just weird considering like you were saying you can pretty much just spam Jalis skills or wherever, but Malix takes a lot of work. But I guess that's the offset between it being the tanky kind of fairly easy to keep yourself alive thing and the one that you're actually going to have to think about and do it. So but yeah, it was really, really cool. We got to do the story mission, and so we got to play through that and experience a little bit of the story. Obviously, as we saw in your version of the demo, Peachy, it's the story's actually been kind of locked off in terms of dynamic choices, and it funnels you down a particular route. And so we got to do that, and then at the end we got to fight the Wyvern as well, which was incredible.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that fight is intense. Oh, it's so good.
I want an endless tonic of the Wyverns.
That would be good.
Let me be a Wyvern. In real life, I mean, you know, not in game.
But like, I mean, bless him. Izzy was kind of like sat to my side, just going, "Right, you want to use this skill here, and then you got a combo finish it. Oh no, you're too late. You suck." And then he was just kind of like talking me through the skills. I was far too late to use any of them. And he was kind of talking us through how the break bar worked as well. So you use your skills that remove like the stacks of stability or kind of break the defines thing. And then when he goes down, when the bar goes down, you've got the opportunity to kind of stop him doing his big wing attack thing or something, and then just kind of like knock the crap out of him on the ground. And it didn't really work very well because it's very challenging one-on-one, but the fights that I was watching on other people's machines through the weekend were really, really uncoordinated, partly because everyone was using Revenant, and then there was some idiot on Guardian using Purging Flames every 25 seconds, just ripping all the conditions away from everyone using Malix.
That's been a big question, is how is the Revenant going to pair with things like Guardian that strip conditions away? Like that's going to be very interesting. I don't know how that would work.
There's going to have to be a lot more team communication, and you know, I think some of the meta builds are going to have to alter slightly, which is kind of a pain because Purging Flames is pretty entrenched in the DPS Guardian kind of meta because you get the burning on it as well. But I'm really looking forward in general to what the Revenant's bringing because it's showing more signs that they're trying to break the Zerka meta for the game, and Malix is a massive step towards that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Just adding a lot of depth to the combat, you know, making it feel a bit more important and to assign people, you know, proper roles and stuff like that, and so you have to just be a bit more organized and stuff in fights, and I think that's what a lot of people want, right? It's a bit more fun, it's a bit more hands-on, it's less run and stack and just burn, and you know, it's going to be a lot more thought behind it, which is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I also like to I think it was in your interview, Alex, that he may have touched on it, but just that they are thinking about the specializations to actually like get you into one of the kind of Holy Trinity type roles more. So like they're like open to do that. The specializations can allow that to have more specific kinds of classes that
that's
way.
what they are. They're specializations. So it's...
Exactly. You're kind of going into one
really
field, and there's going to be a proper use for that in a dungeon or in PvP or something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously, we didn't have access to any of the specializations, but but what is interesting is you didn't just have access to the Revenant. You could choose any class you wanted. Like I said, we had a Guardian or two in there. But if you're there, it's the one time that you're going to have a chance to play the Revenant in Europe before the beta hits. So it's like, why would you not? Why would you not choose the
Exactly.
Yeah. See, when I did Stronghold, did you guys get a chance to play Stronghold or no?
I actually didn't get a chance. You could play it.
It was available there?
And about halfway through the day they switched, I think, probably about 80% of the machines to play Stronghold. And a few people were allowed to still play the demo, but for the most part it was all Stronghold stuff. But I actually never managed to get a shot on that because like the first day I had arrived there, I had played the demo, got speaking to people, went and met Alex, he had his interview and all that stuff. And then the next day the queues were just far too long for me to get involved, and I felt kind of bad, filling a spot when someone who hasn't played any of it, wouldn't get a chance at all.
Right.
So yeah, I actually didn't get to play Stronghold, which is a shame for sure because it looks amazing.
Oh yeah, it was really cool. But on Friday, I think we've earned this bragging right, mate. We ended up having dinner with the developers. There was a fan event that we kind of muscled our way into.
Oh yeah, how was that fan event? I heard about that. That was there wasn't a lot of people that were. You had to like get tickets to it or something.
Yeah, well, you had to be on the list. You had to have your name on the list.
Ooh, had to be
and
on the list.
yeah, and thankfully to Ed Screenager on Twitter, he was the one that alerted me and Alex to it, and emailed us along and got our names on the list and stuff like that. It was amazing. It was a really nice bar. They had like booked out. You walked in. They were setting up Heart of Thorns banners like around the area we were gonna all be sat in. They had paid the barman off. So free drinks and food all night, as much as you could drink.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There was an open bar, which was
amazing.
painful.
And every seat had one of these on it, which is a nice NC
bag.
Bag.
Show us your swag. Show us your swag.
Hang on. I need to go and get my bag.
Okay. So yeah, it was incredible.
Right.
And so we got a Ritlock T-shirt. Which is the grey one that they were handing out at these events. It says Heart of Thorns on the back. I'll let Alex show the next thing.
What's interesting is that you actually get one of these for completing the PvE demo.
Yeah,
and
they were handing them out.
And you got one of the black and silver ones for completing... you got one of the black and silver ones for winning Stronghold, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which were like the greeny Heart of Thorns.
Oh, you son of a gun, you got one!
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I didn't even play Stronghold and I got one. Gail was like, here, take these.
We got the Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns kind of pewter pin.
Excellent.
And I think we should show these at the same time, mate, because there's 2 different ones. Ready?
Okay. The best thing
ever
was a mouse mat.
It's custom.
And there were 2 different
mats.
designs in the bags.
Ritlock and Timey!
Got the Ritlock and Timey mouse mats.
Which are just amazing. They're huge as well. Like,
absolutely gorgeous.
That's awesome.
Really.
It's awesome.
They're not like the whole like plasticky. They're like really nice fabric on top. Kind of like
nice.
Kind of like the Steel Series kind of mouse mats and the Goliath ones and that kind of thing. So, and of course, it wouldn't have been an ArenaNet event without like a whole crap ton of lanyards as well.
Yeah, we got a few of those. And because they actually had a raffle on the go. So as soon as you got in and your name was accepted on the list, you got handed a ticket, which is what you used to get drinks and stuff. But it was also like a raffle ticket. So there were prizes like the Charrrlie statue, Ritlock figures, and a bunch of those. There was the Zodra kind of USB things and stuff as well that they were handing out. We didn't win any of those, but yeah, I got a Char plushie, and Alex was really close to getting one.
Like everyone got one except me. Like all of the tickets around my number just kept getting them. But Ed was very cool, and there's a festival going on in London next week, and he was like, "Dude, I've got 100 of these. You can just have one." So,
oh my god!
Yeah. So, Yeah, because Black Lion Chest as well. He got sent a bunch of the stuff for Festival, and I think they're handing out char plushies and stuff to basically everyone who comes. So I think it was 97 in his bedroom of those char plushies just now, which is insane.
Just a big pile of Ritlocks.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if you're
pretty
in
much.
the area
I
at
want
all,
one. I don't have a Ritlock
if you can get to
plushie.
Festival, do it.
You don't
Jump on that.
have one.
I don't have a Ritlock plushie. No.
I assumed you would have definitely had one.
I don't. I'm the only one now who doesn't have one.
I don't have one either.
I thought you did, Ak.
Yeah, I thought you had one.
I've been poor as hell, but soon I'll be able to have money again.
I think maybe you were just talking
order
so much
plushies.
about getting one. I assumed you had it.
Yes. Yes. I can just like dream of having one because I want one so bad. But yeah,
Super jelly.
I'm gonna be getting the char plushie, and I'm gonna be getting plushies from like all the MMORPGs that I've been playing. So I'm gonna have
A big bag of
plushies of.
game plushies.
Yep.
But it was just.
Black Lion
was
Chest
just-
said he'll be accepting bribes after Festival.
Yeah. If anyone
It
can go
was-
to Festival, go to Festival.
Go and do it.
I really wish I could go, but I can't. It's
too.
this coming weekend, but I can't make it down. So
Yeah.
Jebro's gonna be there, and
He's everywhere, that
so-
dude's
Mighty
everywhere.
Jebro. Mighty Jebro. Is
Mighty,
his
and the
build.
Mighty Jebro, it said on the flyer for it. So yeah, get down and go say hi to folk, man. It'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
He's but no, it was such a cool evening. Like I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the video of the guy playing the ukulele.
Yeah.
Singing
Oh, that
his
was
birthday song.
amazing.
That was also and he won John Corpening's scarf. But it was just such a really cool evening, and they were there was Therese and Tyler and Izzy and Gail and David and all
They're all so
these
nice.
guys from the
They're
team
so
who were
amazing.
just there, and the way it was set out, like people were kind of sat on like tables for a bit of dinner, and then like everyone on the dev team just started like kind of cycling
Merging
around and
around,
talking to
yeah.
people, and then you could go up and just ask questions and kind of have drinks with people. It was so cool.
It's
And
awesome.
yeah. Oh, and we got a couple of interesting stories from Izzy as well,
Oh yeah.
which I think are worth sharing. First of all, Izzy did the Mystic Forge in a weekend.
What?
He just sat down and
he just did
built it.
everything for the Mystic Forge in the weekend. So like all the Excel spreadsheets that calculate everything else, and he also told us that when they were alpha testing, the alpha testers told him that precursors drop too often in the Mystic Forge, so he added like 3 zeros to the percentage chance after the decimal point
It's insane.
for
dude.
them to drop.
Oh my! Isn't it crazy that it's something that simple? Oh, just 000. There you go, done. No,
Yeah.
Izzy, you can
would
go
never
back
have
in
fun.
there and just delete those 3 zeros.
Yeah.
It'd be real easy.
And
Oh
there
my
was the
God.
balls.
The
Do you
ball
want to tell the
story.
balls story, Corvus? Do you want to tell the balls story?
Please
Oh,
do.
no.
It's
Oh
so
no!
Do you want to tell it? Or
good. You can go. You can go
All
do it, man.
he was telling us, like, okay, so everyone in Twitch chat or when you're on like emoticon things, if you do the less than 3 sign, it turns into a heart. But because the ArenaNet crew are a bunch of depraved animals, they think it looks like a set of testicles, right? So what happened was that they'd substitute the less than 3 thing and just say balls in chat, so they were just like eyeballs you guys kind of thing. And he said one time that they were playing a game of PvP. And somebody won, somebody lost, and someone said GG and did the less than 3 heart sign. And apparently Izzy just flipped his lid in chat and was like, "You guys are supposed to be, getting into the spirit of the game. I don't expect this kind of unprofessionality from you guys."
And then
that's really
someone
below
had
the
to
belt. And everyone-
explain to him. Someone had to tell him what it was.
The heart is
It's so hard. Oh my God!
It was good.
That's
That
fantastic.
was our Friday night, wasn't it? Which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, which is awesome. Oh, it was so good.
Really awesome you guys went through that. Yeah.
A lot of people that were there took the time to ask them questions, like really try and get some stuff out of them, find out, what's going on and what's been going on in the game since launch. Me and Alex didn't really question them much. We didn't ask very much. But I did see a video. I think his name's Wubdor on YouTube, and one of his friends went to the event as well. And she asked, what would have happened if we had voted for Evan Nashblade instead of Ellen Keel.
Yeah.
And apparently it was planned out, but obviously wasn't implemented. But he basically said that Scarlet might not have actually even happened had we voted for Evan Nashblade. Their plan for that was to do with like a dragon underneath the Thaumanova reactor or something like that. And it was going to bring in all this like weird time stuff to do with it, like loads of kind of time traveling kind of plot points and stuff.
Oh dear.
And
so it was
Scarlet might not
like
even
it was truly to like we really truly got to pick like where the storyline of the game was going to go.
Well, he did say that apparently the writers preferred Scarlet. Like, it was less complicated, and even if you, I think the guy who did the video said that, even if you nail it and tell the time travel thing properly, there's still going to be a lot of people that don't like it or understand it.
Yeah.
So the writers preferred, like, this kind of villain type thing, it felt a bit more traditional. And so that kind of, it hinted at maybe, like, the writers preferred it, so maybe it was rigged just so it would be easier on them to implement.
Right.
But
wow.
yeah, I'll link it in chat. I'll link the video in chat at some point. But yeah, like
That's
that was
amazing.
a huge reveal.
Yeah. Oh my
Scarlet
gosh.
might not have even happened.
But
Crazy.
I think
I still
like
voted for Evan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, me
also,
too.
just on that topic, Black Lion Chest turned up Rezzed with a T-shirt, had a picture of Evan Nashblade, and it was like, I voted Evan on it. I really did that T-shirt.
I want that.
But I think like time travel, in any story, you just open yourself up for paradoxes and all kinds of things, especially.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, right, there was a lot that, when you went and saw the Sylvari in season 2, there was people that pointed out plot holes in that, like characters that should be dead or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I can imagine that we would have been way more at risk at kind of plot holes had we gone down a more time travel-y kind of route.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad they didn't do that.
Yeah,
but
that's the kind of thing that's like happened with like the Warlords of Draenor thing, is because like Blizzard kind of like put their foot in their mouth in many ways when they first announced it, because people were like, so it's a time travel story? They're like, no, that's the story we're trying to tell.
Yeah,
it is a time travel story. Yeah, it is in
but
the
it's also in like a different dimension type thing. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly. So
it's like the present, and in the present they've taken something from the past and brought it to the present in a different dimension and are changing what's happened.
Oh, this sounds like it makes sense.
And it's like totally.
It was
like,
a cool idea, but just way complex.
Yeah, because like most people, I mean, like I personally got it right away because I just love all the lore crap. But most people were just constantly confused. And,
I mean, I don't play WoW, so I've never really played WoW.
I totally don't blame.
Yeah, and people are already.
Saying,
Even, I mean, they did go with the Scarlet storyline, and it's fairly simple. You just got this big bad villain who did a bunch of bad stuff, and then we killed her, and we're still feeling the repercussions of what she did.
Yeah.
But it's fairly simple, but we still have people, a lot of new players to the game, who don't know that story. They're confused. They hear about Scarlet still, and don't know who she is, and, and because they can't go back and play Season 1, a lot of new players are confused. So if there was just some kind of crazy like time travel type stuff, it would be even more confusing.
Yeah, it would have just been kind of ridiculous. Plus, I mean, if it's kind of time travel-y stuff mixed with like the idea of a dragon doing something, it's really hard to kind of humanize any of that as a villain, if you know what I mean. I mean, a lot of people are already complaining because dragons are fine, but they're kind of a threat, but it's hard to kind of feel
it's
like
hard to relate to them. Yeah, Scarlet was just one person, one Sylvari, so you can kind of relate to this character.
And especially since she's dead, like, we've learned a lot, and it's really easy now to kind of sympathize with her, right? And I really like her character now a lot more than I did. I always liked her, but a lot more than I did back then. Yeah.
I did get some potential tasty information about the Nightmare Court as well. You know how I've been banging on that Fowlin was never corrupted when the Sylvari went bananas. I directly asked Izzy about that, and he made mention of more than multiple factions making an appearance during the expansion and each pursuing their own interests. So
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like the Nightmare Court has their own agenda when it comes to Heart of
Yeah.
Thorns.
Wow.
It's gonna throw a lot of stuff into the works. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I think then, of course, on Saturday we had the World v World.
Yeah, you guys were
session,
both at
didn't
the
we?
World v World presentation.
It was funny because
Yeah.
we were both queuing up. We were all queuing up. Alex was a wee bit ahead of me, and Milad actually came down and called us out of the queue to just get us in early. And the second we got out of the barrier, the doors opened and everyone charged through.
Yeah.
But,
And it
yeah,
was like,
we
oh,
were
I'll
still
just get-
like, yeah, we were like a row from the front or something, which was
Yeah.
a row or two from the front, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Really, really cool.
But there was a whole bunch of like the community in a row. So there was Ed and Chris from Festival. There was me and Corvus. There was Jebro. God, there's just so many people there, and we're all kind of like sat together and just been like, yeah, we're in our own little corner, being cool.
That's so cool. So
But,
the map, the new World vs. World
my
map
God,
looks
I know.
amazing.
There was so many,
Just-
like when they showed off the perks for claiming stuff in like the air zone or whatever it's called, and when they showed off like the no falling damage thing, everyone was like, "Oh my God!" Like,
The reaction in
And
the
they
group was just incredible, wasn't it?
yeah, and they confirmed right afterwards that to us outside that it will still trigger like the traits you have to do like the earthquakey thing on warrior. You know, when you've taken fallen damage, even though you're not taking damage, it'll still trigger that kind of stuff. So you're gonna probably see a lot of warriors jumping off ledges and just bombing the crap out of people underneath.
It's
Runes
so
of
much-
Snowfall as well, man. Have you
Yeah, I
seen
know.
that video?
Yeah, I did. Oh, it was good.
But yeah, there's a lot of really new, cool, interesting mechanics. So I guess Peachy, did you watch the stream as it went out, and
I saw most of it. Yeah.
what did you reckon to it?
See, I'm not extremely familiar with World vs. World. Like, I play it, but I don't go and zerg and run around for hours and hours. So, and I've heard from other World vs. World players even that they're like, it's going to be hard to judge. Like, I asked Rihanna, because she's super into World vs. World. I said, what do you think of the new maps? And she was like, I won't really know until I play it. Like, to me, like, you know, hearing about all the new mechanics and looking at all the beautiful new maps and structures, you know, I'm going, it looks amazing. You know, I'm like, this is going to be incredible, no matter what new siege weapons, shields and stuff,
shield
like defensive
generator,
siege
yeah.
weapons. Like, this just looks incredible. But, you know, from an actual World vs. World player and commander standpoint, they're really going to have to actually get into the map and play it before they can make a judgment of how it is to actually play.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're gonna try and break Zergs up a little bit. Like, you saw the gusts of air and stuff like that blowing people off, and obviously in a Zerg you're kind of not switched on, all that stuff. But also, when you're fighting the kind of Lich boss, that kind of temple place, he targets a specific player and rams them with like stuff that basically causes AoE conditions. So you're gonna have to split up, otherwise your whole Zerg's gonna die if you stick to that one group and stuff like that.
Plus, just splitting up throughout the map, because there's different temples that give you powers. There's the different bases that you want to keep in control. That it's not just going to be, oh, okay, they took the tower back, let's go take it back, and now we have it, and then they took it back, and let's go here and let's go there. And it's not going to be so much this back and forth. I think it's going to be, you're going to want to hold as many at the same time as possible, because you have this huge advantage when you actually own one of the
exactly
keeps.
And it's what was interesting as well was that I think most people up until this point thought the maps were going to be in some kind of rotation, but the way they worded it at the kind of conference thing was that maybe they're not going to bring the old maps back. Like, it sounded really doubtful, like they weren't sure if they were going to rotate it like that or not.
Really?
And I guess that's understandable, because I mean, if you have this, you know, the expansion rolls out and you're playing in the new maps and you get all the mechanics down, and then a couple weeks later it shifts and it's the old ones again, you know, like kind of plain open spaces, it might not feel that good. So yeah, I guess we'll have to wait to hear more on that, which I thought was quite interesting.
I think they certainly said that for the time, the original Borderlands map, which is being called the Alpine Borderlands, now that we've got the Desert Borderlands, the original World v World map is being taken out of, well, it's been taken out of the game for the foreseeable future. and they kind of suggested they might do rotation. But the thing is, if this new map proves really, really popular, I honestly can't see them bringing the original maps back in. If they're making, you know, it looks like it's going to be an extension of Edge of the Mists, and that's partly for me a really great thing, but also potentially a concern as well for hardcore World v World players, because it had a very PvE feel, the presentation to the world. There's so much going on, and there are so many events that can happen in it. You've got that danger of, rather than focusing on, you know, fighting players, which is what World v World is all about, and capping the points, you've got everything else going on, like the Protoss cannon in the middle. Thing every 3 hours, which is really great, which I guess they've taken the inspiration from Edge of the Mist, because that's essentially like a soft reset of the map without kicking everybody out and bringing them all back in. It's just so, like, you fire, like, you have like the event to bring all the power cores in, and then it fires up and it destroys everybody's kind of gates, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's like a free for all again.
Chunk of damage. Yeah, it's
we're getting confirmation from chat that the blog post yesterday did say that it is replacing the old Borderlands completely.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one to see. I mean, when you're bringing out a change after this long, there's always going to be some people that are going to complain about it, right? There's, you know, people have been playing the same maps for, you know, years and years.
Well, yeah, of course they're going to complain because they're not used. They're going to start on square one.
Yeah.
You know,
and they're going to be like, oh, this is crappy because, you know, I can't do what I'm used to doing. But I think it's probably more of a good thing, and maybe eventually they'll bring rotations back. I think
change is good.
Yeah, change is good, and maybe people will get tired of it later, and then, you know, for the next, you know, a few months after launch, maybe 6 months to a year, they might swap it back and then bring it to more of a rotation or something like that. Yeah, exactly.
Learned from this new one.
What's awesome about this is, like, you know, with masterings and stuff like that in PvE, they've shown that they've got this kind of expandable format, right? They can keep adding masteries, and I think, you know, they're adding a new PvP map and game type, and so they could easily do the same thing with World v World. So yeah, I think it's a confirmation on them potentially bringing more stuff out, more maps for that, and yeah, World v World guys are finally getting noticed a bit, which is awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. What about you have the Borderlands, and then you have, what's the other one?
Strongholds?
No, I mean there's 3 Borderland maps, and then there's
Eternal Battlegrounds.
Eternal Battlegrounds.
You're still getting Eternal Battlegrounds. That's
right.
That's staying the same
right?
as far as I know. Yeah. I think I mean, because from what I understand about World v World, EB is the map. Everyone would rather be in EB than being in the Borderlands. And stuff like Stone Mist Castle and that kind of thing. Like Stone Mist Castle is its own set of achievements. So I think I don't think they'd kind of remove that out and just go, no, you can't do Stone Mist. But yeah. But yeah, it's like World v World has. So I forgot what I was going to say. Like the whole kind of PvP aspect, including World v World, in the last couple of months, they've made a lot of PvE players sit up and take note. As I'm sure we've said before, like, we're starting to dabble in PvP now a lot more than we did previously.
Yeah.
And
I streamed it the other day.
I'm PvPing, you guys. I just PvP'd. I did a match this morning for my dailies. I am
nice.
I am not hating PvP. I never
we destroyed you the other day on stream as well.
You did. I just stream on Sunday, and I did maybe, I don't know, I did a handful of PvP matches on NA, and then I moved over to EU and did some matches, and the last match was me and a bunch of people versus, like, you and Jebro and
Kaidag was there.
Oh my gosh, I think Scarlet was there. Yeah,
and it was in Courtyard as well, which is, like, arguably the worst map, right, for PvP, and it was just overkill. It was insane. That was so good. That was a lot of fun. You need to keep doing that, because that was super fun.
It was fun. And I'm using it to get my shards of Zytan for. That's about the only thing I have left to get Bifrost. It's the shards of Zytan, and I do not want to run the dungeon. I have 0. I would rather do PvP than run the dungeon, so that's the main reason I'm doing it, and I'm surprised how much I like it.
You could always buy dungeon pass.
I could.
Yeah, but the Aurora ones are like 4 to 5 gold or something like that for a path. It's a bit.
I mean,
Well, plus I just started out in
make it
PvP. I'm a
back,
very, very low level, so I'm getting rewards like that. Like every single match, I'm getting like 6 chests. It's crazy. So.
well, you could. I mean, you could do path 3 once a day. Path 3 is pretty not easy. It's the easiest of the 4.
Is it the easiest one?
It's the easiest of the 4.
Okay, I'll have to remember that.
In the way that it's probably the shortest of the 4. It's not really saying much when it comes to Aurora, but if there's doing loopy is always a bit of a giggle, and
it's always a laugh. It's always fun.
Yeah, especially when you're wiped.
I'll do at least one. I'll do at least one dungeon run for my shards.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, let's welcome to everybody we have a record number of viewers right now, so thank you to everybody who has
hello everyone
who has joined. Welcome. Let's move on to the March 16th update. This was actually the update that came on Monday that was supposed to come last Tuesday.
Which was weird, right? Because they still patched stuff out yesterday. Anyway, so why not just bundle it together? But then I think it was bug fixes at last minute or something. Still, I just don't understand why they didn't wait that one day.
I don't know.
But I guess just to avoid people saying, "Oh, it was a week late." But I guess people are going to say that anyway, right? It's 6 days.
I don't know. Yeah, I was confused. Like I woke up Monday and everyone's saying, "Oh my God, the new camera!" And it's Monday. I'm not ready. It's Monday.
There are. If we can get the negativity out of the way very, very quickly and then move on to all the awesome camera stuff, like the amount of bugs in the patch.
Yes, this batch brought a ton
made me want
of
to cry.
bugs. Tons
well,
of
can
bugs.
you imagine
not...
if they hadn't delayed it a week as well?
Yes, guild chat is still bugged.
Guild chat is broken. Guild buffs are broken. Hall of Monuments was very exploitable until this morning. That you could somehow you could log in on you could create a new character, do the starting thing, and there was a chance that it would bug out and it would give you 39 Hall of Monuments points, so you'd get an extra 400 achievement points just for logging in it. It'd give you God walking amongst mere mortals. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean.
You're still working towards that title. Don't tell me people are cheating to get it.
Peach is like, why didn't I log in and make a million new characters? But
there was a lot of bugs. There was one where there's a trait if you took as a necromancer that if you entered Death Shroud, you just instantly go to the down state.
What?
Which was fixed, so I'm glad about it. I don't use the trait, but still,
That's funny.
But yeah, also you're mentioning creating a character. The Revenant symbol is actually there on
Revenant symbol is on
now.
the character creation screen. Yep.
Yeah, it says it's only available in Heart of Thorns or something, or you need Heart of Thorns to play it. But it's there.
It's there.
Cheesy people. There's so many people that are just going to see it. They're not going to even realize there's an expansion happening, and they're just like, "What's this?"
Yeah, that's that's very curious to me that they put that in now, because people who aren't following it are going to get a little confused. Like, oh, I need Heart of Thorns. What is Heart of Thorns? I need to go buy it right now. Yeah. And they're not going to be like, where is it? It's not out yet. But it's awareness though to new players. It's awareness to go out and look for information.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's awareness that there's going to be an expansion for people who do. I mean, there's people who they're not like us. They don't go and watch all the shows and scour the internet and read the articles and read Twitter. The game itself is all is all the information that they get. So
be like us. We're cool.
We're cool, man.
Look, there was another bug in.
Cool.
there was another bug where I think it was to do with all the cultural karma vendors, anything that gave you a choice of class or armor, where it would only show you the ones that you were eligible to buy, which has been confirmed as a bug. It's not a new feature, and Gale went on the forums.
That's been fixed though.
Has it been fixed now
I think yesterday.
But yeah, there's been a patch. Where
and then what was the other thing that was super? The jungle worm had no textures. It was all blue.
That's pretty awesome.
It'll be very easy to coordinate that. It's go to the blue one.
But I think by and large, like the state they're at now, like after 2.5 years of the game, the community's really accepting of all these kind of foibles that kind of worm their way into the game, and ArenaNet are very fair about this kind of thing. They've even stated that that the titles, the people who got the titles through ill-gotten means are they're going to be rolled back.
Good.
And
Good. I will not accept any GWAM titles that were not earned until I get mine. Then you can do whatever you want. I don't care.
But I mean, obviously, there's been rightly so. People have been flagging things and being concerned on the forums. But by and large, everyone's just been kind of like they've introduced a ton of new stuff. Code.
I have no idea. No.
He's screaming.
I must have pinched him.
It's a run by puppy looking.
I don't know what that was. You okay?
Confused.
I don't know. I think I must have pinched him. Oh my god. Now it's a fight. So that camera.
That camera.
Camera, man.
Yeah.
So good.
If anyone is in any doubt about why first-person camera is awesome, I found 2 places in game that look absolutely wonderful. The first is Hooligan's Root, which is the little cave where you get the Hall of Monuments portal stone. The other is Frost Gorge Sound, and go swimming underwater down there. Turn the camera rotation all the way down so it's nice and kind of smooth, and just go swimming underneath the glaciers. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, I know everyone has been kind of like banging on about first-person camera. Oh, the game needs a first-person camera game, and I wasn't too bothered until I actually tried it out underwater. I was like, holy crap, this is
I haven't
awesome.
even fully played with it yet. I haven't really had a lot of time to play lately. I went on Monday night for guild missions, and then I had my Peachy party yesterday. So the first time I logged in and experienced it, we were looking for Poobadoo in Kessex Hills, and Kessex Hills, it's not got, you got the wreckage of the Nightmare Tower. It's not as fantastical as like the glaciers and Frostburn Sound. But I adjusted my field of view and my camera and zoomed way out and was looking at the sky and looking at my character like run. I was just like, I just sat there going, oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. Like I've never this is a whole new game, and I'm like, this is just Kessex Hills. Like I haven't gone to like Caledon Forest or the Grove or Frostgorge Sound. It was just amazing. Blew me away.
It's really, really well done. Like, and that's just the first person aspect. Like the anti-collision stuff works really well. Except if there's 2 objects between you and your avatar, and then it throws its usual spaz. Because for some reason it can do 1 object, but it can't do 2. So I can anti-collide 1, and then when the second one turns up, it's like, whoa! Let's get right in your face again. But it's like the collision camera works really, really well, and it's just nice that you can run around without the camera going mental, and it's gonna make the Aether Blade jumping puzzle a lot easier to do. I think
jumping puzzles are going to be so much better.
Yeah. There's already been quite a few posts on Reddit of people, filming it and doing it and uploading videos and stuff.
People have already made amazing videos using the first-person camera.
Yeah.
Incredible. Like the first day, like people were making these incredible videos. I just have people have had these ideas in their head forever, and the moment they give us first-person, boom.
There's going to be amazing machinima coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, it made me just want to go in and just film like a huge time lapse or something of the sky, like just to do it because I could do it. And it's amazing. I really, really enjoyed the changes. I played around in PvE a lot, like of combat and stuff, just testing out how viable it is to be in first person mode while fighting and stuff. It was okay.
Except the camera shake. The camera shake is the only thing that's.
Oh my god, the camera shake was ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I'm
surprised that there's so many options. I mean, we just really asked for first-person camera. That's pretty much all we wanted. Like, give us first-person camera, but they added a field of view slider, vertical slider, horizontal slider. There's 5 different sliders and 5 options. It's incredible. And then a reset to default, which thank God they did, because I know there's a lot of people who, will mess something up and have no idea where they started.
I turned the field of view right down just to see how horrible it'd be, and it was really bad. Like, it looks like your character's almost running on the spot. Just, I don't know, it just feels so it was horrible. But yeah, it was amazing. It feels
like a Call of Duty game, doesn't it? It's like with a 45-degree FOV. Deary me. But
this patch was awesome. Really, really cool.
Yeah. And what else? Can we talk about stability and the new break bars?
Go for it.
Right. Warriors. Right. Everyone else has a terrible time now that stability has been nerfed into the ground, and Warriors is sitting there with their Signet of the Dolyak, with their 10 stacks of like infinite stability that just go on and on and on and on and on. And I'm looking at my poor little Rampage as one. I know some people disagree with me that Rampage has been nerfed, but it has. It's such a massive, massive nerf. I can see why they're doing it. It kind of ties in with the whole break bar thing, and then once you lose your stability or defiance or whatever, then you're vulnerable. And I'm like, fine, I get that. But level the playing field, please. Please level the playing field. It's like some of the warrior skills that give stability are so powerful. Yeah. And that's right, Inksy. Armor of Earth for the Elementalist also gives you 10 stacks.
It's insane.
Wow.
It's crazy. That's not even an elite or anything. Like, it's just like I went into Lich form just to test it out, and it gives you 1 stack every 3 seconds that lasts 3 seconds. So it's kind of okay. But I was hoping for at least like 2 stacks or maybe 3 stacks or something. And considering just Armor of Earth gives you 10, that's insane. That's crazy, man.
But Lich form used to be perma stability, didn't it?
I think you could remove it. Yeah, I think you could remove it. But it would stay on the whole time you were in there if you didn't remove it, I'm pretty sure. Which, okay, that's fair enough. It could do with it. I don't know. I think 2 or 3 stacks would have been totally fine. I can't get over that. 10 stacks, man. That's crazy.
It's, all in all, that I think it's a good idea. It creates... It means you have to use a lot more. You have to think about your skills a lot more. Somebody was, I can't remember who was saying it the other day, but if you use like a really powerful stability remover, something that rips a lot of conditions away, then it's going to take away more of the defiance bar compared to something like if I used point blank shot Ranger Longbow 4. Which would only take a little bit of the stability off because it's a less powerful skill, and it's not quite as balanced. And then when it finally goes down, you lose all your stacks, or the defiance bar breaks and they're vulnerable to CCs and that kind of thing. Compared to where you'd something like the Mega Destroyer, where someone hits it once with a CC. And then, depending on how many people are there, you get like 90 stacks of defiance.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see how it progresses. I obviously think they've thought about it quite long and hard, and it's obviously going to have some kind of major consequence in Heart of Thorns that stability isn't the invulnerability kind of buff it used to be.
Yeah.
So don't know.
I think it was really well implemented. I think they might have to play around with the numbers a wee bit, in certain skills, just to make sure it's kind of working properly, and buff certain things, maybe bring things down a wee bit. But the system itself is awesome. I really like the change, and I think it's gonna make the game just more fun to play. It's gonna, I don't know, especially in Heart of Thorns, stuff like the Wyvern fight is just, if we have more stuff like that using these changes like that, it's just gonna be amazing. Can't wait for that. So can't wait.
Yeah.
I want beta, please.
We want
beta. No.
Beta for Corvus. Beta for Corvus.
We only need to give us 1 account access. We're the same dude, man.
Yeah.
We're actually sitting opposite each other right now.
He's like,
and our feet go under the desk, and we're connected.
As long as you're connected somewhere, so you can change it.
That's why our lighting's always the same,
How come we never see the RPG cat walking behind you, Alex? Or I mean, Corvus.
We have a little fence up.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
We actually
Okay.
we have the same Charrrlie plushie as well. We just throw it across.
Will you
they-
just...
Oh my god.
You guys need to do the combo of your faces, you know,
The
to
weird
side.
face.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Is it...
Become one.
I can't get my chair over
That-
the stuff on the floor here. I can't.
So some of the other changes that came on Monday was there's an option to stream the client now.
Yeah,
And it's
which I didn't
it's a
try
little
out.
strange because you have to like manually input like streaming client or something. I don't think it automatically does it.
It's still in beta, so I think maybe they'll
Oh.
add an option to the launcher or something like that once it's properly finished.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because that's how
yeah.
Guild Wars 1 was that you can play it without the entire. You don't have to download the entire game
It would,
before
like,
you can
load
play
when you
it.
enter
It
the
would
zone
load
and
when you
stuff
enter.
like that.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
like when you load into the game, and then if you want to go to another area, you would get the loading screen, and you would have to wait until that area loads. But in the background, it would continue to load everything, but you could be playing. So that's really awesome that they implemented that, especially for all the new players.
For new
because
players,
I was getting
yeah.
I was getting messages like, "Do I really have to download all like 17 gigs before I can play?" And, yeah, unfortunately. So that is not the case anymore.
Yeah. I think it's
It's
kind
weird,
of...
like, there you go.
I was going to say it's kind of along the Warcraft idea, isn't it? That you download the starting areas first, and then it pretty much downloads in the background, or then it downloads whatever map that you've decided to go into.
Right.
Which I think is, yeah, like you said, it's really good for new players. I would always feel weird doing it, just because like I'd feel like I wasn't playing the finished thing, if you know what I mean. Like I might be missing something that for some reason
Oh,
I
I
hadn't
forgot to
downloaded yet.
download these textures. So
Yeah,
not
yeah,
actually,
like,
yeah.
exactly.
But that's
So,
how
like, I
it
think-
was with Guild Wars 1 that's how what I compare it to, because that's Guild Wars 1 just has this naturally in place. So you can't go into the area until it's finished downloading. So, but and I think for this version, if you choose, like if you're in Queensdale and then you want to go to Keswick's Hills and it's not done loading, I think it actually gives you a prompt that says, do you want to kind of queue up for it, and we'll let you know. You'll get another prompt when it's done.
Yeah, and it
So you can
pops up
actually
saying,
keep
"Do you want to go there
playing,
now?" kind of thing.
and then it'll tell you when it's done.
I think that's really, really cool. I don't know if I'll use it for Heart of Thorns,
Nah.
because I don't know. I don't know, because I want to play it as soon as possible, right? So, you know, I'm probably gonna buy it digitally and any kind of collector's thing, just for the sake of having it, so I can get in as early as possible. But I still might wait until it's all finished, just because, like,
It would be
just in
nagging
case
you
you
in the
missed
back of your mind, like, what if it's not
exactly.
done?
I want to enjoy everything, just 'cause, yeah.
The other thing was they added new faces in the Total Makeover kit and new shadow weapons in the Black Lion trading
Yeah.
guide.
Have you guys seen
Trading post.
the faces yet? 'Cause I was like
I've
trying
not had
to
a chance
find-
to look.
I didn't look at the faces in game. I went on
I looked
Delphi and looked at the
Delphi's
preview.
gallery, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I looked at as well. I actually quite liked them. A lot of the Sylvaria ones were really cool. I really like the Azura ones. Can't remember the Char ones, unfortunately. I think the Norn
The
ones
Char
were
ones
kind
had a
of
lot of like
eh.
face paint.
Yeah,
on 'em.
yeah, no, totally. I remember though. They're really cool. I think the Norn and the human ones were a bit average, but the rest I actually really, really liked. There's a couple of really cute Azura ones which I might use on my thief maybe.
I had a look at the shadow weapons, and they're okay. They're okay. I really like the blades aspect. The blades, because they're like kind of like the stained glass effect, which is really cool. And you can see your armor through like the axe head and that kind of thing. And they've got like the chitinous bony type stuff that goes on top of it. It's like they're all right.
I really like them.
Probably won't buy any of them, but
Yeah,
you know, they're pretty decent.
I think I mentioned it in chat, but like just felt like they could have had a bit more done to them, if you know what I mean. They didn't, not like unfinished, but maybe more. I know like there's so many weapons with particle effects and stuff, and it's kind of bad because I think I've grown to expect that on new weapons.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel really tied because I think that they look great. I do really like them, but it's like I'm put off almost because there isn't some kind of weird effect on them, you know, like glowy or anything like that. If you're gonna
spend a black lion ticket or spend all kinds of money on the trading post, you would rather have something that had like a particle effect.
Yeah, when you look at like the Tempest weapons, which are amazing, the Chaos weapons, which were so like stand out so well, like I don't know, like I might save my ticket until, you know, the next set like that. But the black kind of, like you said, the blade thing looked amazing. I really like the shield for that. The bits that they're really cool. Maybe if they'd added more of that and less of the kind of bone stuff, like the ratio was a bit more towards that, it might have swung me. But they're really good. It's just I think the weapons I have now are kind of a bit more.
I think they're
got more pizzazz to them. So I'm probably just gonna.
I think they're fantastic if you have a character that matches them. And I think a lot of the black lion weapons are like that. They're very, you know, this one they're very evil, they're very dark. So I'm not gonna get any because none of my all my characters are smiley and happy. So they don't interest me. But for someone who has
love-struck skins,
but the love-struck skins.
God.
So if you for those people who have those dark evil characters, and I think Necromancer a lot for these weapons.
Yeah.
If your character is skinned that way and that's how you've designed them, I think that they're fantastic and they're very well designed. Will I buy any of them? No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my Necro, it would have fit my Necro okay, but I've got more of like an icy theme going on in my characters with my character, so that was more kind of straight up death stuff. What'd you say?
Guys,
I mentioned
Corvus made Frostfang.
Alex was making fun of me on the Friday night because somehow everything we spoke about always led to me mentioning Frostfang. I'm sorry, dude. Didn't mean it. No, I have like an icy thing going on, and they're really shadowy, and that's really cool, but it just doesn't fit. I think they would actually work quite well on a Revenant, maybe. You know, if you had that kind of super silvery gray, and you know those weapons might be really cool. So I might get one and hang on to it, maybe. Just have to wait and see.
Can we all agree that 5 tickets for an old weapon is a little much?
It's ridiculous.
It's a bit too much.
But then it's to give you incentive to buy all of them while they're cheap. So it means that every week, you know, there's a big influx of people buying.
Yeah.
I think it would be fine if tickets, if you could buy tickets for a set amount of gems. Like a good chunk more than just keys. Like, so they were still like, oh, this is worth quite a lot, but
so then the
I don't know,
because
it means if you seriously want to invest a lot of money and get all of those, all of the sets, you know, the Black Lion sets, it's all still RNG based a bit, you know, which is kind of a shame because, you know.
But you can buy them directly on the trading post. That's kind of what offsets the entire thing. Is that people can't say, "Oh, it's all RNG." It's all, no, because they're tradable.
Yeah.
So
okay,
fair enough. That's fine. Problem solved.
I mean, apparently there's about a 50% chance of getting a scrap in a Black Lion chest now, anyway, isn't there? So. You know, if you get your keys and that kind of thing, I guess eventually, you know, you're going to be able to save up and get the skins you want. And like you say, Peachy, they are available for gold, even though I think it kind of defeats the point of having something that can be bought for a scrap. But, you know,
there's so many of them. There's so many Black Lion weapons. It's like, if they weren't tradable, nobody would have them. You know, nobody would...
Yeah.
I mean, I think when the Love-Struck weapons came out, of course I wanted them all. But I bought like, I think I had 1 ticket, so I used all of my Black Lion keys. I had been saving up keys since the beginning of the game, and I think I have a video where I opened like, I think it was like 26 or 27 chests, because I was like, I need a Black Lion ticket because I need one of these Love-Struck weapons. So I opened them all. And I think I almost got a ticket. I don't remember. I think I farmed a couple more, and then I got my last scrap.
Yeah.
But since then, I've bought them all. I have like 5 other skins now, and I bought them all on the trading post. but and I love them, and they're like my favorite skins. But if they weren't tradable, I would still only have the hammer. That would be all I would have, and so
yeah.
And
what's good
I don't know.
if people are up to date with it and are like getting all of the tickets and buying them the weapons while they're like 1 ticket, you unlock that collection and you get like 7 tickets back, right?
Well,
so
Oh, that's
absolutely.
right. That's right.
because of the collection, so you're only really losing 3 tickets.
I forgot
You
about
know, it's
that.
not too bad, and that sets you up. You've already got 70% of the next set, and so you know you only have to keep trying to get 3 tickets, which isn't so bad,
Yeah.
really. I mean, it can be quite bad, but it's not. The collections do kind of pay off, but it is a lot of work if you're going for one, like you said, that's 5 tickets or something like that for each skin, which is
That's ridiculous.
That's a
It's too
lot.
high.
yeah.
Yeah.
Considering it's 10 tickets for the whole set of the current ones, you know, that's only 2 weapons of an old set, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Probably those alpha testers that said that was too high drop rate as well.
Yeah, that's probably it. Right.
Not that we're bitter about it, Izzy. It's fine. Yeah.
So
But yeah.
that's about it. Any final thoughts for the show before we move into the after show?
I'm just gonna check the notes we made before we started because I can't remember.
We got through just about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't say too much on the faces, but I thought the faces were okay.
Yeah, it's
there
okay.
was nothing super
Yeah.
interesting.
Not
to me.
crazy.
Where are the notes? Where are the notes? Where are the notes?
Oh,
Can't remember.
Ak,
Someone
what do you
mentioned
think about
shadow Shadow purple hype.
char faces with the paint? Because a lot of them had like paint on them, like war paint.
Well, I've like only been able to see them kind of from like a not very good preview and very quickly and shortly, so I wasn't able to see them that closely. That it didn't seem like anything really stood out to me, and I'm dying to get a better look at them, and I just don't have the gems and money for it because there's like one char face from the last new set which I love because it's it looks a lot like a lion.
Oh, is that
Like
the one with the mane?
Real lion.
Yeah, I love that face.
And like that face is basing on every one of my char. So I've been like really excited for new faces, and I'm really excited for it. But from what I saw, they kind of seem to go back to kind of trying to make them just look kind of grotesque, which is annoying. Whereas I love this more realistic lion face.
Oh,
There's
right.
one that's
Yeah.
just really beautiful, and he just looks so majestic, like Aslan. It's like I'm Aslan, and it's like.
But yeah, that's it. Oh,
People
and
mentioned shadow dyes and stuff. Shadow
Oh,
Abyss.
the shadow dyes.
Super dark.
Yeah, there is a dye that is blacker than black now. Blacker than
Black.
Abyss. It is Shadow Abyss, and it is indeed it's cool because it is like blacker than Abyss, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But it almost, at least on the armor that I previewed it on a light armor set. It like almost took away all the detail in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
armor. It was just
That's the
black.
problem with dark, deep ones.
So
But they look cool. I need to maybe,
But it's
hopefully,
very
buy one of those kits at some point. That'd be cool. Oh, and yeah, before we go, me and Alex got all the stuff from Rezzed, right? Like t-shirts and stuff. And I think both of us are actually going to be giving some of this stuff away.
yeah, absolutely.
So stay tuned for that kind of thing, because I've got a couple of t-shirts and stuff like that I could give away.
You've got
so
some lanyards. Not the CHARRLIEs, by the way. I think we should just.
not the Charlies.
gotta keep those, man. He's my friend.
I think we should specify that that we're not giving the CHARRLIEs away.
I've linked in Twitch chat all of our YouTube pages, and then if
Awesome.
you're watching this on YouTube, just scroll down, as well as there's annotations on the screen to all of our YouTube channels. So
Cool. Yeah.
make sure to go and subscribe because there are giveaways coming. Excellent. All right, we're gonna wrap up the live show there.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for being here. We really appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much. Yeah, seriously. Thank you.
And
Thanks for watching, guys.
we'll see you next week. Have a
Yeah.
good one, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.